Cafe, and I'm down at our consistency report page. And I've put in a couple dates, just a range. This represents when we brought these three machines at these three different locations online. I just made a date range. I was able to see that we have 22,943 brews recorded, and I also see my percentage of how far out of range I am for time, yield, and temperature. And I will just go down to this box and whiskers chart, and I can see right away that I'm kind of all over the board. So the yellow is representing a PB in Innsbruck. Then the red is a PB in Berlin. KB90 is in Berlin as well. That's the blue. And so I'm able to see that we, as far as we're concerned on time, we are pulling at a lot of different times. And so we're pulling this information. We're now looking at the information and we're seeing that we need to sync up. And so that was the first week. Then we look at the information. Second week is also getting a little bit tighter. You can see that like, let's just say that Thursday, April 8th was a pretty good day. By week 3, you can see everybody is pretty much syncing up. Still some outliers, but after a month, you can see that everybody's focus is now getting to be at least trying to be in the same range as each other across the 3 different machines in 3 different shops. And essentially what this is doing and what this shows is we have an average time of 30 seconds that we're trying to pull this shot at. And the tighter that these boxes are, the better. It's closer in range. So you can see that let's just show this PB is a range right around 30, but then we have a little bit going down to 25 seconds and up to 40, and these are some outliers up here. So I'm just gonna go one more, and you can see that we have tightened up now across the board for time. I'm gonna do yield. Yield is interesting because we're much higher outside for yield, and being within 1% range and time, that's pretty fantastic, I would say. Even though we were out of sync, we were still able to pull the majority of these shots within the range that we wanted. Now, as far as yield goes, I would say that pulling at 6.63%, that gives us room to improve. So back on those dates, this is the very interesting thing. You can see in Innsbruck there is there's just a discrepancy, and this kind of threw me for a loop at first, and it turns out that after the same thing, some time went by, but you can actually see that this is a 28 yield. So I imagine that this cafe was using a 14-gram basket, and these people were dosing probably 19 grams in, 38 grams out. They were going 14 grams in, 28 grams out, and they were just not in sync with each other. So after being able to review the information and see what's going on, you are able to review, look, and find out that you are out of range or out of sync. Now you've synced up, and as far as at least alignment across the board with these different cafes, you're able to be together. You're dosing the same yield. Now, I would say that there's some shots that are under. You can see a lot of outliers here, and some shots that are over, and those are some outliers there, and there's room to improve. But all the same, at least the baskets and the portafilter are the same.